Major moments in Victorian literature. The Victorian period is when Queen Victoria was on the throne in Britain. Time period was 1837 to 1901. It was a time of huge changes. Factories, trains, science, British Empire growing, but also poverty, child labor, and many people questioning religion. All these changes affected the books and poems written during this time. Here's the most important moment in Victorian literature. The very first was realism. Writers tried to show life exactly as it is, even the ugly or boring parts. No more perfect heroes or fairy tales ending like in romantic books. They wrote about ordinary people, factories, cities, rich and poor. Famous writers Charles Dickens, he wrote Oliver Twist, Great Expectations. George Eliot wrote Middlemarch, Anthony Trollope. So the simple idea was let's write the truth about real life. The next moment was social novel, condition of England novel. A simple kind of realism that focus on the big problem of the time. Poor working people, terrible factories, child workers, huge gap between rich and poor. Writers wanted readers, especially rich ones, to feel bad and want to change society. For example, Charles Dickens' Hard Times, Bleak House, Elizabeth Gaskell, North and South, Mary Barton, Benjamin Disraeli, Sybil. So here the simple idea was look how bad life is for poor people and we must fix it. The next moment was naturalism and it came in late Victorian, even more extreme than realism. Writers said humans are controlled by nature, science, money, and environment. We are not really free. Very dark and pessimistic books. For example, Thomas Hardy takes off Daredevil, Jude the Obscure. So the simple idea of naturalism was life is hard and unfair, and no one can really escape their fate. The next moment was the pre Raphaelite Brotherhood, mostly poetry and art. In this moment, a group of young artists and poets who hated boring modern life and industrial ugliness. They loved bring colors, nature, medieval stories, beauty, and strong feelings. Poets like Dante Gabriel Rossetti, Christina Rossetti, Swinburne, and the simple idea was let's go back to the beauty of the Middle Ages and nature. The next movement was aestheticism and decadence. It came in 1880 to 1890s and it was a reaction against serious Victorian morality. Motto was art is the most important thing. Beauty matters more than moral or being useful. Famous line art for art's sake. Writers are Oscar Wilde, Walter Pater. Decadent writers loved luxury, strange beauty, and sometimes sinful things. And the simple idea was life should be beautiful and pleasurable, not just hard work and rules. Next came the Gothic and sensational fiction. And it was very popular with ordinary readers. scary, mysterious, exciting stories with secrets, mad wives, ghosts, crimes, big houses. For example, Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre, Emily Bronte, Wuthering Heights, Vicky Collins, The Woman in White, The Moonstone, Bram Stoker, Dracula. Here, the simple idea was thrilling stories full of mystery and danger. Utilitarianism. So what is utilitarianism? A philosophy created by Jeremy Bentham and improved by John Stuart Mill. And its main rule is the best action is the one that creates the greatest happiness for the greatest number of people. In easy words, do whatever make the most people happy. Pleasure, good, pain, bad. Everything, law, schools, factories, even art should be judged by how useful it is for making people happy or reducing suffering. This idea became super popular in Victorian Britain. The government and the many rich people loved it because it sounded scientific and modern. Most writers did not like pure utilitarianism. They thought it made life cold, boring, and cruel. Here's the most famous examples are Charles Dickens' Hard Times. This is the strongest attack on utilitarianism ever written. The character Thomas Gradgrind is a strict utilitarian. He only believes in facts, facts, facts. He teaches children that imagination and feelings are useless. He wants everyone to be like machine, only useful and logical. Dickens shows that this way of thinking destroys love, kindness, and happiness. Famous line people should be vague and measured and never fashioned or hoped for. Chartism movement was a working class movement in Britain which came in 1838 to 1857 demanding political rights. Its heart was the People's Charter, six demands, especially vote for all men and secret ballots. The government rejected the petitions and jailed leaders, but most Chartist ideas later became law. It was the first big mass movement of ordinary people fighting for democracy.